I got phlegm. Yo. Man, I need water. God damn. I'm getting fucking old, man. I need, like, sustenance going through this body. Holy shit. Yo, yo. Alright, hang on. Let's get this. Well, I'm just praying today we get the reveals. That's why I'm on. I literally just woke up. I'm going to look at the reveals, do like a bit of the gyrocopter, and then I got to go for a bit. And then once I get my face cam in the mail today, I will stream on the main channel. That's the goal. Yo, yo. No, we're not going to get the reveal today. I doubt it. You're probably right. You're 99% correct. We're not getting shit today. Chances of anything happening important for Dwarves, probably just in June at this point. Like, why not make the month of June for Dwarves? Considering it is my birthday, and that's exactly why they're planning it for June. You know, come on. It will most likely be June. Okay, so I've got the reveal thing. Where is it? Window capture. There was reveals yesterday that I didn't even look at. Which are these? Adeptus Sororitas. Oh my god, the Sisters of Battle. They're getting new units. Oh, okay. New Canoness. New Canoness, kind of a miss for me. Although considering I'm not really interested in this stuff, I'm happy for him. Alrighty. Lovely. What the fuck is this? That's disgusting. Brood minds of a gene stealer cult have cultivated a new brand of mutation, a high-minded vector for its inhuman influence, the Benefictus. This is kind of like that meme, you know, where the guy's sitting on his own brain and he's thinking? That's kind of that meme. That looks fucking disgusting, but in a good way, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Gene stealer cults were always kind of just like a funky bunch. They're cool, though. What is that? I had seen that these were all plastic, which I guess is pretty crazy considering like 30K Mechanicum was always resin from Forge World and like 3 times your kidney. That's cool, yeah. Anytime you could just get plastics of something is awesome. You know, I've always looked at these like mechanical structures, I guess you'd call them, as something you could do with dwarves, right? Like you put like a giant ancestor face on this thing and you change out the gun to give it like a hammer and then like maybe a cannon arm or something. That's cool. You know, I mean, these look good. Yeah, I'm not going to buy them, but they do look good. These like servitors. Is this a plastic servitor dudes? Is that what this is? Puppet conscripts. Okay, cool. That is such a. This is such like, dude. The front of this tank is like I don't know if this is a pre-existing thing. Terrace armored conveyor is a beast of a transport that can ferry either 2 of your core units in a. I swear I've seen this front bit before. Like I've skimmed Forge World books. I think I have like one or two in storage, and I feel like I've seen this before. Like this is probably just an upgraded like resin kit that turned plastic. You know, like they remade it obviously, but okay, cool. I think they're cool. I'm not really gonna be getting them, but they're cool. New units today? Well, we don't know yet. Oh my god. Cool. Not for me, but cool. Yeah. You know, I'm not gonna be surprised if people use this stuff for 40k instead of 30k. You know, considering not everyone plays 30k. Legions Imperialis, the devastation of Talarn. Oh my god. I gotta get 10 copies. I love this. I love the little dinky, like, infantry that kind of stick out of tanks, but also the infantry that they kind of just, like, run around with in this game. They're cool. Self-contained dungeon crawl through the worst city on the most unpleasant planet. Okay. Is this Van Sar? Is that what this is? Is that gang? Van Sar, I think they're called. Van Sar against, like, cults. That's funky, man. Look at that. Look how that thing's painted today. Oh my god, that's funky. I mean, look how the thing looks. That's cool. High society young roasters who love nothing more than wiring themselves into high-tech battlesuits, enlisting gangs of meat shields for the lesser houses, and entering the underhells to collect Xenos heads. Okay, interesting. I don't know what the fuck that is, but that's vile. Yo, yo. No, I play. I just haven't played in a while. I don't really have much time to kind of be here. But it will be changing in June, thankfully. I will be here every day. You know what these guns kind of remind me of? Votan weaponry. They look like carbines that the Votan would use. Maybe it's like the paint scheme, or how they're like very, very blocky. But to me, this looks kind of like a Votan rifle, which is cool. Okay, cool. Oh my god. What the hell? These are fucking cool. Of all the things I've seen from the previews, this is the coolest. Not that I would own any of them, but like, this is starting to look like an alien. What the fuck are those? Like, those look good. Those look creepy. Those are cool. Actually, those are really cool. Even these, they're all like... out of everything they've shown, I like these the most. Not that I would collect them or like paint them or anything, but like, they're so bizarre. Like, these look great. This shit looks really good. As for the Gene Stealers, aren't many pure strains from the Patriarch down. These guys have been changed by the destruction of Secundus. It's not even clear that the Hive Mind would even want them to pay a visit by this point. Okay. The game is so... Okay. Yeah, those are weird, man. Those are, like, fucked up looking Gene Stealers. I don't even know what you'd call them. I guess there's a name for them somewhere, but I can't read. And then what the hell are these? Weren't these supposed to be... I swear to God, I had seen... are these enslavers? These are irradiated Gene Stealers. These look like enslavers to me. These things. Yeah, they do look like enslavers. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I mean, again, you could probably just read and find out, but these look good. I actually do like these quite a bit. Like, they're... To me, these are... I mean, in 40K, typically with sculpts, you don't get to see aliens. These are starting to look like grotesque aliens, you know? If you saw an army of these things running at you, you'd be fucking scared. Compared to, like, you know, although Tyranids are scary, like, this is just ugly looking. This is horrific. You do not want to see this stuff. That's cool. And these as well. These look like, with the eyes and, you know, they do resemble cults, but, like, more mutated and funky and chunky. Like my face. I'm just a Space Marine enjoyer. I don't play, I just paint. That's cool. I feel like if you're in the hobby, you should probably give it a shot if you've got like an army put together. Because why not? I don't think there's anything wrong with like... The new article is up? No, we're having a fucking laugh. It's not dwarves, is it? It's not dwarves. Well, I don't really see the article yet. Like, I'd like to at least see what's supposed to be coming out. How do you guys get to see it before me? I'm the chosen one of Grimnir. Where are my dwarves? Show me them. Where are they? I don't see them. How do you guys see this shit? I can't see anything. There's nothing here. Don't they usually put up the article first and then they post it on Twitter? Whereas they probably did it vice versa. Where is it? Check Discord. Okay, so like that's cool. That's horrific. Wait, so they're just bringing back the made-to-order terrain, which is cool. This stuff's awesome. Oy, oy, oy. What the fuck? What is this? Lord of the Rings Quest to Mount Doom, a Middle-earth adventure game. Dwarves! Yes, we get the softback of Doomseeker, where they actually got the name of the book wrong on the collector's edition. They put, instead of an E, they put an F on my $200 copy of a hardback fucking book. Nobody checked that. Okay, well, I mean... Yeah, alright. Not really my cup of tea. I was hoping to see dwarves. I mean, at this point, I'm not really, like, shook that we haven't seen dwarves in over, like, what, a month or two at this point. It's just bits of, like, the Dark Oath stuff kind of now being sold separately type of deal. A Dark Oath novel, which is cool, I guess. Yeah, not really anything for me, unfortunately. Well, that's it, folks. That's all she wrote. Yeah, I think at this point, I wouldn't really be, what's the word? I wouldn't really be holding your breath for dwarf releases. I'd probably just say at this point, I'm banking on June. I'm saying in 2 weeks' time, they're going to show Dwarves. So they're going to show them on June 2nd. Yeah, they're most likely going to show them June 2nd. No, those are Bugman's mugs from, like, Warhammer World. Like, different variants. But yeah, most likely June. What else would it be? Yo. So we're going to be here for maybe, like, 30 minutes or so. I didn't have much sleep. I think I stayed up till 5 a.m. and then I woke up at, like, 11. I was scraping plastic, and I actually glued stuff together. So we glued this little belt, and then also this little bit for the engine here. Little rotary blade. Which means we have to glue a few more things today and clean them up, and then I can maybe put this thing together and not look at it again. Because I am excruciatingly slow with this stuff, and it takes me a long time to get things done. Short, gibbled maggot. Man, I am tired today. You know what's interesting? I wasn't really entirely planning on getting that new White Dwarf, but we talked about Grombrindle yesterday on stream, and apparently in the new White Dwarf, there's like a lot of lore that I've already read, actually. So I kind of want to get that new White Dwarf just to like read through it again, and it gives you a lot of insight as to like what Grombrindle is doing right now in Age of Sigmar, I suppose, in more of like all one spot, because I'm sure through various other things you can get like tidbits of his lore as to what's happening. Outside of like the Grombrindle book, which it's more so just his adventures in like the new world with the different dwarven like clans and what's going on with them and trying to guide them all. But you know, or not clans, but groups of dwarves, I should say. And the fucking book right now is being scalped on eBay for like $50 a copy. I think I had seen 4 of them go up for like $11, and within less than 5 minutes they were all sold, and I didn't buy one. So if I go out, hopefully I can find a copy of it so I can actually give it a skim through, because that would be nice. I wish to read. This is Old World. How hard is it to work with small pieces? That's not bad. You just need patience and steady hands, which right now I don't have for some reason. Where's the toothbrush? It's not that bad. It's just a matter of a bit of patience, and from patience, good things come. You just got to give it time. Let's turn this music up. I don't hate 40K. I just don't really care about it right now. I failed miserably. You should check certain guides on how to paint things, and they would help you quite a bit. or at least give you direction and like which way to go with it. There's nothing wrong with looking at like other people's work for inspiration or other people's guides on things, because like you don't have to copy it one for one, but you can, you know, give it a shot. Mostly you just need guidance when it comes to this hobby. If you're kind of going in blind, you're going to have a bit of a rough time, but just that bit of guidance can kind of help you out. Okay, I need to I'm running out of water. I use more water on my minis than I do on my own body. Such is the Warhammer life. Yo, yo. Okay, so the goal is to put these two pieces together. But they need to be misaligned a little bit. I believe they're supposed to be like that. If I'm not mistaken, that's correct. Let me consult the great tome, the tome of creation. Rat Monster, thank you, buddy. Thank you, sir. Okay. So yes, they're supposed to be misaligned. Cool. The Hobbit. Oh, those Hobbit. You talking about Lord of the Rings miniatures? No, 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 no. The best Lord of the Rings dwarf minis are the ones from Shadow and Flame. The original Khazad Guard and all that crap. Those are the goats. Those are the goats. Like, the Hobbit stuff is great, but, like, I have such good memories of those original metal sculpts. Like, they're way too clean. Although the Hobbit stuff does look really good. It's subjective either way. I'm just fucking with you, man. It's a little bit of a gatekeepy thing. It's like, yeah, these sculpts are better. You're just wrong. Not many people fuck with Lord of the Rings, but for me, it's how I started the hobby. And then from Lord of the Rings, it blossomed into, like, Warhammer, and then 40K. Like Warhammer Fantasy. I bought a $600 handmade wooden ship with 60 guns. Did you really? What are you going to do with it? Are you going to put it in the bathtub and move it around and play with it? Well, I mean, if it's a model kit, or not really a model kit, but if it was made by someone, yeah, I don't really expect the sales to really be doing much outside of, like, sitting still. I love playing Rohan and Battle for my life. Tell me to start Rohan Armory. That's cool. Rohan's Rohan's not my favorite, but like I understand why people like them. I remember some of the first minis I had seen were like Warriors of Rohan with Urukai and goblins and whatnot way back when. The thing is about the Lord of the Rings game is that not many people play it from what I've seen, but everyone respects it and loves it, you know, because it is Lord of the Rings and most people's like first interest when it comes to Warhammer was Lord of the Rings stuff. That's what they first kind of latched onto, and then they saw other things and they're like, oh, those are cool too. Let me go spend more money. Star Wars Total War game? Yeah, people have been saying that for a while now on stream. Like, oh, Star Wars Total War, but there's also potentially a 40K Total War and all that jazz, and that's cool. Fuck. My hands are so shaky today. Oh my god. I'm gonna die. I'm dying. Until I have to and assemble hundreds of dwarves and other shit. Yeah, I mean, with the new dwarf pre-orders, thankfully I'm probably not going to be buying any. I just want to see what's going up for PO. I'm going to be getting rid of stuff. You already know that. A few people I've reached out to. I won't be able to tackle it this time, but after July 1st, when I have legitimate lots of time to do it, I'm going to start going through everything properly. There's just too many problems off stream. Too many things. Way too many things to do before July 1st, and I've only got 2 weeks here, so I can't really devote my time to like going through my collection and kind of piecing out things to sell people. But I've got a lot of stuff. I think I was going through my dwarves recently, and like, I think I have like 3 Thorgrims. I'm not gonna lie. I had a few like resin ones. I think I have a metal one. Uh, some were like from big trades. Others were just kind of like secondary market. One was original stuff. Like, no, I've got a bunch of shit to get rid of. You look like a baby. True. Thank you. It's in my head. My hair is up in my hat. I've been watching you for 6 years now. Have you really? Oh, God. I have wasted your time for 6 years. Oh, no. Santiano's the best band. They're very good. And what makes it even better is they're just a bunch of old German people, which is awesome. We are building a gyrocopter. Gyrocopter. One Englishman. Yes. You know, it's funny because, like, over in Germany, they're considered, like, an old people band, but here, we're bumping in the clubs to them. The pirate clubs. The taverns down by the fucking water. Singing and being masculine. Yes, there's nothing more manlier than men singing about men with men. What a bunch of men. They're sold out every single time. Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. They're very fucking popular. I would not be surprised if they were sold out every time. You know what I haven't heard in years? Was the Johnny Boy album. Lieben something. They're like dragging a boat through fucking sand. Because I used to use iTunes and I used to purchase all of my music directly from like bands or online in physical form. And I would download the music to iTunes and then listen to all the songs. And being Canadian, not all of their music is accessible, right? Because it comes from Europe and Germany and whatnot. And so I guess with some laws and copyright issues, they've got certain albums kind of locked off on Spotify. And I miss listening to that album because I haven't heard the original Johnny Boy in like 6, 7 years. They're broken in every version of the game. Well, right now they're actually good. So right now they're mostly an auto include in matches. And they're cool looking, so like, big W. We love it. We love to see it. Question is, do I glue this down? This needs to be cleaned a bit. League's going to be later today when I get the face cam. I don't have a face cam for my main channel. I forgot it. So I ordered a cheap one that we're going to use. So we're going to wait until that comes in today, and then I'll be streaming on that channel. Because I got on this channel to kind of watch the new pre-orders for Warhammer. Because we're waiting in anticipation for new Dwarves. Which, of course, didn't show up today. Because why would they show up today? Everything's going to come out in, like, June. Cool. Damn, look at this. Flying machines. Flying machines. Nobody knows how you beat them. With bows and arrows. My nails, yeah. I cut them. That's something everyone should probably do. And not pick your butt with them. I'm waiting to add dwarves in 40k. They already exist in 40k. Although they're not necessarily dwarves, they're like stunted humans that are cloned. Old Warcraft 3 is broken. I am a dwarf. I don't think you guys are legitimate dwarves. I respect the hustle in trying to identify as a dwarf, but unfortunately, dwarves are very alien. So unless you look like an actual fantasy dwarf, it's a bit different. 4'11". Yeah, you're around that height. Okay. Except when it comes to dwarven women, they need to be... The bigger the woman, the more desirable they are in dwarven society. They're like, you must be plump for marriage and have hair that not potentially like touches the floor, but of a substantial length. Games don't warrant other versions, they aren't playable. Well, because I mean, squats haven't really been a thing for a long time until Leagues of Votann. Like you had the Necromunda squats, which are cool. You had Grendelson, which was like a throwback to the Rogue Trader stuff. Speaking of Rogue Trader stuff, I gotta go bust that shit out of storage. I've got all those old like squats from the '90s. Um, and they, I mean, the reason they brought them back is money, right? Money. You can make lots of money off of people who like short, hairy people. Money. They look good though. Not my absolute favorite dwarven aesthetic, but they're cool. Most things GW does is obviously money driven. Like, no shit, they're a business. So, like, if there's a demand for dwarves in 40K, although there really wasn't for a long time, I think it was more of like, let's go through our catalog of things that we used to do and let's bring them back to like current 40K. Being, you know, they got the Ambles, they got the fucking Gene Stealer cults. They brought back, again, the Leagues of Votann, which were the squats. They're just picking on like old ideas and kind of like bringing them up to snuff in new times, in current times. And, I mean, come on. Like, if you love dwarves and you've never cared about 40K and they show you the Leagues of Votann, you're like, okay, maybe I'll cop some. Maybe I'll play 40K. You know, and then they get more people kind of into another game, and then it makes them more money. So, yeah, not a bad time for GW, obviously, but more so a bad time for wallets. Okay. What are we missing now? It's the same thing with like the Stormcast Eternals, right? In AOS. They model them off of like Space Marines and, you know, give people kind of something to look forward to if they wanted to play a different game. Because who isn't a fan of Space Marines? I think what I should glue is this. But the question is, what gun? I think in the journal, not the journal, I think in the Forces of Fantasy, they allow clatter guns on gyrocopters, which doesn't make any sense. Like, I think it's in the profile. I need to get that book, honestly. Instead of reading it online, I need to get the actual thing. Does anyone here have the Forces of Fantasy book for Old World? Does anyone have that? Or, like, is looking at a PDF of it? Anybody? What do I need? Can you just go to the gyrocopter profile and just tell me the guns? It should be Brim, Steam, and then, like, the clatter gun should be there, but I just want to see if it's worded to where you can take the clatter gun. Because the clatter gun is supposed to be gyro bomber only instead of gyrocopter. Just to be sure that I know that I'm not being bean-boozled mentally, so I don't build it with the clatter gun. Okay, let's glue this, actually. These are good for now. Steam gun base, and you can replace it with a brimstone. Really? Really? The generic... This is not the gyro bomber. This is the copter, correct? That's a first. That's a... What about the gyro bomber? Can you do the same thing for the bomber? Because I kind of like the idea of gyrocopters with clatter guns. They're more of like rifles or a semi-automatic like thing that shoots out multiple bullets instead of flame and then burning steam. Bomber has the same options. Wow. That's a fucking first. That's cool. Okay. Can you tell me the profile of all three, by chance? Yeah, I wish I had the book because I'd go read it, but like, yeah. Or if you want to take like a picture of it and post it somewhere, that's also viable. But you don't have to if you don't want to, man. I'm just saying. Okay, enough with this album. Yeah, go for it, buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Would be rich man indeed. Yes. Well, I mean, it's very typical of two types of people who are vastly different to not really enjoy each other's company, especially in a setting where everything is very alien. And then also, you know, that whole war thing that happened where both of their races were like absolutely decimated. Or not so much decimated, but like fucked up, I should say. Okay, I need to glue these together. You put them in general? Yeah, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Let me go see. Okay, so Steam, Strength 3, AP1, Breath Weapon. Brims are 18, Strength 5, AP2. D3 plus 1. Quick Shot, Flaming Attacks. The Clatter Gun is 24, Strength 4, AP1, Armorbane 1, Dwarf Crafted, move and Shoot, multiple shots, D6. Bro, I think the Clatter Guns look the best, I'm not going to lie. 24-inch range with D6 shots, Quick Shot, move and shoot, Dwarf Crafted, Armorbane. Compared to like the Brims. Like, okay, Steam Guns are breath weapons, great. But Strength 3, AP1 is kind of shit. That's kind of crap, you know? It's like, it's the ultimate chaff killer, but that's about it. Interesting. Flat Dickachini. Probably. Well, you're supposed to go try. I was doing a bit of research last night. I was looking into like what I could be doing instead of building AS. And I think what I'm gonna try is a pure AD build. So like IE Essence Reaver Collector, LDR Triforce type of deal, and say just forget Zeal, just to see what it feels like because it could be really good. Zeal items have always been fine, but they really don't do damage. D&D, no, it's not really for me. D&D is cool, but the thing about D&D is that I've never really cared about role playing. Um, and D&D I know is more so kind of role playing. Obviously, the universe itself isn't just a bunch of role players, but if I wanted to fuck with anything fantasy related, I'd still just go to Warhammer because that's kind of my jam. Warhammer Fantasy. Oh, I know they do. Absolutely. It's just everything I view as lesser to fantasy. I'm sorry. I cannot like I know fantasy has ripped on literally everything to be where it is now, but I can't go read dwarf lore from a different game and be like, man, like this is just I mean, for me the end all is just fantasy. That's it, man. I've loved fantasy for so long and I hold it to like the highest regard when comparing it to other things, so it's like I don't want other dwarves. But it's cool. It's good that other things exist, different flavors of like stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to D&D and like Warhammer, Games Workshop used to create role-playing miniatures for D&D, I believe. That's kind of how GW started out, and then eventually they came out with a loose set of rules for like how to use all your D&D minis in like an actual grand battle. Gimli in fantasy, Gimli in Middle Earth, Gimli, the Games Workshop character from the hit game Lord of the Rings, the strategy battle game, from the hit game Battle for Middle Earth, which was actually such a badass game. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, these are all the exact same blade. They just get glued. Orange Room's live and they have a battle right now. Yeah. They do that from time to time. It's not really my thing, but the problem with Warhammer as a hobby is that it's not a good spectator sport. People don't want to watch it. Unless there's like edited YouTube content and it's entertaining, it's not a very fun thing to watch. You know? Even me building this is more of like a hangout than like, oh my god, he's building Warhammer. How exciting is that? It's so cool. It's like, nah, it's just a hangout. Hell yeah, hangout. And it's expensive. Mm-hmm. And it's only going to be more expensive because they're upping the prices again. Thankfully, when it comes to buying anything Warhammer related, I don't really go for minis just because there's nothing currently being sold that I care about. So I have saved many a money when it comes to GW releases in a very long time. Yo. Well, yeah, welcome to the internet. I mean, that's kind of a weird thing, but yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the internet. Okay, there's a big mold line in the middle of this, actually. I need an Emperor's Children army. Do they not sell? Don't they? They don't sell plastic noise marines, eh? Not even a conversion kit. That's not Emperor's Children, is it? I think it is. I don't know my 40k. 40k's whatever you do, don't talk ill of 40k. No, this is still the gyrocopter. This is just the blades of the beast. This is how it gets up into the air. Guard. Well, anything horde related is pretty expensive, yeah. I mean, for the most part, from what I've seen with guard players, is that you're just going to buy a bunch of tanks and minimal infantry to kind of like go cap points. Unless you can cap points with like tanks now. I'm not sure. I haven't played in ages. I am very unaware. Okay, we got to glue stuff in a second. Noise ring, plastic models, lots of 3D prints on eBay. Yeah. Wasn't it that like commemorative mini? I'm surprised they haven't done that for Chaos yet, where they just give you like plastic, very specific legions of things that absolutely do stand out. Because you would think stuff like that would sell very fast, and I'm sure it would. I just don't know why GW is not doing it. Because I think recently they did, what, Night Lords? And everyone's like frothing at the mouth for Night Lords. Did you hear the machines are taking over? Yeah, for now, we're here for about 2 weeks. Two weeks is what we got here, and then we're going to be gone for about a month, and then we'll be back indefinitely. Well, this hobby is a little bit overwhelming. I mean, for the most part, if you're looking to start, it usually boils down to like a couple of things instead of multiple things. Or that's literally what I just said. It usually starts with a couple of things instead of, uh, you know, many a thing. Like your best chance at starting 40K, starting Old World, starting anything like that is not going hog wild and buying everything at once. You kind of got to start small, 1 to 2 units maybe. You're just going to get overwhelmed and then not be able to finish everything and then get burnt out. No, we didn't get the PC yet. That's, again, everything will come after July. After July is when the goods come. Right now we're in like a transitional phase where kind of trying to move everything out and make room here. Especially for Mochi. Baby Mochi. I miss him. Pretty burnt out on everything right now, not sure what to do. I mean, if you want to start Warhammer and you've got the funds, it will be worth it. I can't think of a reason why it wouldn't be. I think you'd enjoy it. You know, I could sit here and sell Warhammer all day to people and save their lives but ruin their bank accounts. But if you're happy, who cares? If that's what it costs to be fulfilled in life, then so be it. Gluing your sandpaper cart? Nah. I just use. You can't. You need to bend it, so there's no point in really like making it stiff. This stuff is specifically meant to be bent around like different shapes and whatnot. It's all throwaway anyway. This is like super cheap. Okay, I think we glue them. Cool. Okay, now we need to glue them to this thing, and we need to not fuck it up. I feel like Tamiya should be fine. I am burned out recently, been trying to find my way. I just chill the fuck out with my hobby, programming, Linux stuff. Just gotta find your way. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, if you're burnt out of everything, there will be something that will reignite, like, your passion and your drive for whatever it is that you're into. Or maybe that what you're not into right now, but you will be eventually. Um, Life can get boring. Life can get very boring, but it's always about trying to find the next great thing that you can kind of latch onto and enjoy. Yo, Blankart, thank you, buddy. You're a good man. Thank you, sir. Yeah. I mean, life is shitty, but, you know, people persist and keep up with it and try and do the best you can for what you've got. And, you know, give it a bit of time. Things do get better. If you're actively trying to get better, things will get better. If you want to sit there and wallow away and not do anything, it's just going to get worse, but nobody wants to do that. Spamming Geef games. Yeah, I don't play Street Fighter anymore. It's not that I dislike it, I just don't want to play it right now. Not to mention, like, if I've got Warhammer, why do I want to play Geef? Okay, we can glue. Healthcare kind of sucks. Healthcare everywhere is fucking shit. Every time I play dwarves in ranked Total War, people dodge. Yeah, they don't like dwarves. Dwarves are fun to play, but not fun to verse. Like, nobody likes fighting dwarves. They're so boring. They don't move. There's barely any strategy, and half the time you're just getting gunned down from across the map. Like, you know, you can do funky things with them, but they're a very stagnant army in their ways. People don't want to fight dwarves. Lost the mask. Yeah, the supposed long beard mask. It's like, you're now a long beard. Put a mask on. Yay. That is what differentiates you from the dwarf warriors. The mask. The masks never fit. Even in that... Well, Sharkadin is here. I should probably show him. Even in that kit that you've seen, the masks don't fit. Masks never fit on any face. They're sculpted to be, like, mushed on top of the face, but they don't flushly sit. Flushly... Is that even a word? They don't sit properly? Yeah. Pretty garbage, but whatever. You know what this is? Navori flicker blades. I'm not kidding. This is literally the item. Or it's like old Triforce. Yes, lol. Yeah, Dwarven fidget spinner. Um, hang on. Wait, what way does this even go? Hang on. Oh, so it's gonna go up like this. That's cool. This is some relaxing shit. Smoking and doing this stuff looks chill as fuck. That's, I'm sure, what people do, yeah. Smoke and make Warhammer. Reminds me of Draven's axes. A little bit, eh? Yeah. Actually, they do kind of look like that, for sure. Everything was inspired by Warhammer, clearly. Even Tolkien, clearly. What a crazy world we live in. Yeah, these are kind of ugly. These need a bit of work, actually. Yeah, it's the Arctic Warfare skin. Yeah, we're still going to do the A to Z. We will. We are still going to do A to Z. Molding while playing shit champs. Well, I mean, sometimes you got to play crap to show you how good you've really got it on good champs, you know? That's kind of how that works sometimes. True, I'm bald. I'm Baldino. Trick's long lost brother. The one with the hairline but no hair on his head. Clearly. I'm dance like there's no tomorrow. You know they did something like that for fucking Vermintide. Do you have to like when it comes to Diablo and Necromancy, do you need to kill things to raise things? Or do you just get to like summon skeletons whenever you want? You do? That makes sense. Not really my game, but that's cool. Hmm. Apparently it improved since release. I haven't played... I played one of the Diablo games. I just can't remember which one, like, in recent years. I was more into StarCraft. Or, like, Warcraft. That was my jam back in the day. Probably was 3. I mean, when it comes to Diablo, it's just so fucking old that, like, a lot of people do love it, but a lot of people hate it with, like, how new things are. Like, oh, it's not like the originals, where it just outright sucks. Hmm. Disappointment, disappointment. Getting frustrated with this. Although this one looks fine. Disappointment. Yeah, I don't think I want to eat plastic and then drink melted plastic. I don't think I'd be around for long. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it would bode well for me. Okay, I can leave these for now, actually. Try and look at these. That's something my dog would do. Which, thankfully, I am not my dog. There's so many horror stories of, like, people who drop things on the ground and then your dog just comes over and starts, like, fucking munching them. And at that point, it's game over. You've lost. Okay, so there's 2 pieces I can glue together. I just have to identify what the fuck they are. $23 and $22. Do I even have another sprue of this that I can look at for reference? Because I have no fucking clue. Okay, 22 Oh, so okay, so 23 is this bit. 22. Oh shit, there's like a bunch of different ones actually. 22 is this one. 22, 23. 22, 23 get glued together. Gotcha. Never feed him chocolate. Oh, of course not. I don't think you ever want to give your dog chocolate. I don't even want to give myself chocolate. I look too grotesque. I need to lose weight. I have had many a chocolate in my day. Ay, ay, ay. Too much delicious chocolate, and now I'm turning into chocolate. Okay, so these got to get glued like this. I believe. Man, if you bent this, like, just slightly wrong, you'd fucking break it and you'd be done. No way you glue this back together. Well, yeah, I've heard that too. But I mean, that's like a clinic doing that, you know? Nobody wants to talk about that, though. Everyone loves their dogs. No one wants to hear about their dogs passing. The passing of an elf? We'll talk about that all day. The passing of a dog? No. What if the elf is Legolas? True. In that case, don't talk about his passing. He's a good man. I mean, elf. Okay, I really got to situate my arm better. Holy smokes. I have literally 100 plus Black Ark Corsairs. I'm contemplating my life decisions. Sell them. Make more money, buy dwarves. The fuck you got some dirty elves for? Ew. Blessed be not my eyeballs right now with the thought of that. That's cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, are you gonna play with 100 of them? I think eventually you got to be a little bit realistic with your expectations. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. I believe so, yeah. Two Dracula movies last year. The Voyage of the Demeter was pretty good. I liked it. The ending was kind of like abrupt, but it was all right. I'm just collecting who knows. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, either way, it's it's cool. You like them, you don't. You play games with them, you don't. You know, sometimes people build armies and they're like, you know what? I don't even like the play style. What am I doing? Just collect them. Rohan King during the time of not the prequel movie, but it's gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. I mean, more Lord of the Rings is good if it's done well, as is anything if it's done well. Dwarves are still number one. Yes, forever and always. As they should be. And it's taking a long fucking time. Holy smokerinos. Turner Mountains, they inhabit. It's a slog to get through, plus attrition. I mean, typically they wouldn't really be wanting to go anywhere, but, you know, avoid all that nonsense. Just stick to lore and sit around and deal with what you've got. Because dwarves kind of going out to conquer the world and defeat all their foes is like wanted, but not believable. It's not a very real thing in the world. Hobbit came from books too, but they're writing a full movie out of a couple paragraphs or what? I mean, true. They do kind of like fill in the blanks, I find, with the movies just to make more of a runtime. But, I mean, that's not. The Hobbit was fine. I like The Hobbit. You know, people were very upset about it with like a lot of stuff being just made for the movie, but as someone who never read the book, I'm fine. I am okay with that. Hunt for Gollum movie. I mean, I don't know yet, but there's nothing on it. We don't know anything yet, or at least we don't know enough to care. Outside of Peter Jackson and Andy Serkis. Surely it wasn't because of the hit video game Gollum. Whatever. I think it was what it was called. That amazing Lord of the Rings game. Hmm. They look more like garden gnomes. Well, I mean, dwarves can look like garden gnomes, but there is a difference. Usually it's the height. Gnomes are pretty damn small. It's like if you like dwarves, then you kind of have to like the aesthetic of gnomes to a degree. They're just like the lesser cousin visually. Okay, I'm going to have to get out of here. There's clearly not enough time in the day to do everything that I have to do and still be here. Pointy razor you got. Yes, I'm a surgeon. I do have to leave, unfortunately. I'd like to stream all day on both channels, but I am only here for about 2 weeks, and I have a lot of cleaning to do and a lot of stuff to get done, so I have to go. With that being said, I will most likely be on the main channel if you see me again today. Just playing League, chilling, trying new builds and whatnot, but we'll see. So with that being said, I have to go. Everyone take care of yourselves. Be well. Stay safe. Thanks for hanging out. I know we're just kind of scraping plastic and not really doing much, but, you know, eventually it will kind of pick up and I'll be able to actually sit around for longer and talk for longer. All right. So peace, everyone.